Imagine a situation. Your big friend group decides to meet on some occasion, and one of the girls comes in a beautiful, gorgeous, but relatively short dress, and suddenly one of your closest friends decides to comment upon it in a manner that makes it appear slutty. Would you call out your friend for this? If so, may I ask women aged from 15 to 23 to raise their hands right now? And now please, men aged from 15 to 23, please raise your hands. May I suggest that the number of men who have raised their hands behind the screens right now is much smaller than the number of women. Probably, if I ask the question whether you support the feminist movement, the numbers would be much bigger and the difference would be much smaller. The problem is when the issue is connected to the person you are scared to offend, the person you believe to be trustworthy. This reveals whether you are actually ready to take certain actions for the benefit of the gender equality. Many people are trapped in some kind of an echo chamber. Let me explain. They believe in the bright future of the world's equal society created by progressive and aware youth. As we can see from our little survey that we conveyed just a couple of minutes ago, this unfortunately might not be the case. Do you often contact men who are around 15 to 25 years old? To be honest, till a certain point of my life, I did not so often. I would rather say I was more scared of them when they were around 10 to 12. I think it was a time when the kind-hearted boys started turning into men. The cases of inappropriate aggression and jokes started occurring. All communication with them felt like a rushing stream of water, which made me freezing cold afterwards. And it all seems natural, like who doesn't go through puberty? But I have an assumption that the reason for the excessive aggression and all those things is not that simple. While at the same age girls started to be more concerned about global issues, including gender equality, men felt it was a growing threat for them. So one day when I was in 7th grade, at a public speaking class in my school, we had the option to choose any topic we wished to share. As you may guess, without any hesitation, I decided to share my passion for the movement for women's rights. I chose to speak about determination and brief history to generally acknowledge my classmates. So at that period of my life, it was more about sense of community, so my attachment to the topic was pretty firm. So the day came, and I go to the center of the room with a light smile on my face. I was 100% sure that my classmates were going to love it. As you may guess, I was dramatically wrong. As a result of my bold actions, I have met a huge wave of disagreement and aggression. Fortunately, there was no physical abuse, but I have officially lost all respect for myself when it came to the sit at the desk or a shared task. The disrespect towards girls united my male classmates and made them think that they were making the world a better place for them. With each day in that period, my hope for the bright future was collapsing gradually. How can we cope with all the social issues when half of the folks, men, are not ready to take any changes? And I know that I'm not the only one who felt this way. The rising gender political gap between Gen Z's political views apparently seems to be a worldwide issue. According to a survey by Gallup Poll Social Series in 2023, this gap between American men and women has increased by 4 times in the past 8 years. However, between 2006 and 2014, it has only increased by 1/3. Roughly, 1 in 4 male Gen Zers said that they had experienced more gender discrimination than older men, Daniel Cox cited in his article. As we can see, men's mentality is becoming progressively more and more conservative-leaning. The effects of those worldwide shifts presented in American statistics are already there in South Korea. Here, in the past couple of years, the amount of marriages and birth rates have been falling steeply. Korean women are so frustrated with day-to-day oppression and misogyny that even the 4B movement has emerged, which stands for no dating, no marriage, no sex, and apparently no kids with men. Of course, the situation in Korea is critical, but it may be future for many more countries if the political ideologies gap is going to emerge in the same trend. So, I think that for the first time, we need to take a different strategy with feminism. Not only demanding for changes and rights, but trying to explain their importance and trying to look from the opponent's perspective. This applies to everybody actually, not only women. Men and women of the past generations seem to be simply scared of each other, therefore leaning into much more radical political positions. Generally, it's all about you listening and suggesting, not finding and winning. So, for example, the next time you hear the "if women gain, men will inevitably lose" idea, try to stay calm and explain your point of view with all the respect to the irrational idea. The next time you meet a little aggressive boy online, believe me, nothing is going to happen if you start throwing at him Wikipedia pages or accusations of being privileged. Next time in your classroom you hear the debate whether women and men are already equal, try to elaborate your point as clearly as you can. So let's think of some kind of a utopia. We all know that the approximate ratio between men and women on Earth is 1:1. So imagine if one day every female or male tried to find common ground with another male or female. We could basically manage it in one day. So who stops you now?